Ave Johnston's video. I'm gonna show you something that you'll either think it makes me completely unhinged or super relatable. Both are neither good or bad. Here's some Sprite. Here's a thing of maraschino cherries. Enjoy. This is information you now have. I'm gonna grab a cup. I need to grab a cup. Okay, I'm back. I have this to open the can. There we go. I know you're actually supposed to use grenadine to make Shirley Temple, but this works too. Though you're supposed to do 50% the cherry juice, 50% Sprite. I'm doing less cherry juice because there is so much red food dye in this. And I would rather have less dye. It was enough dye to stain the countertops. Life. The reason I get the glass bottles is because they have real sugar, cane sugar instead of corn syrup, which tastes sweeter. And it doesn't taste like plastic. So, there you go. Shirley Temple. And you get to see my unhinged amount of cherries. That container will only last me a month. I feel like me saying it will only last a month is more unhinged than anything. The only reason it won't only last that long, though, is because of the expiration date. But it's still cheaper than buying the smaller containers of cherries and having them all get eaten on me. Even if my family looks at me like I'm a little crazy. Anyway. finish crocheting. Just because I think this is a great way, just a great segue into my life. I love how the beginning of this video has nothing to do with crochet, and it will take 5 minutes for people to know. But I'm definitely definitely filming the right video, you know? I feel like the fact that my entertainment currently is listening to my dad's conversations with his friends is hilarious. You will get no context other than it is just random things. I still have to make Mina's horns after this, because she's a pink alien. I also don't have 2 different shades of pink, so it's just skin color and pink. Because technically the skin color that I chose is almost the same color except slightly more peach. Though I know in the first video everyone will probably be like, ah, it looks a little white, you know? Or that doesn't look pink. I was like, yeah, it really does not look pink on camera. At all. Maybe my lighting is just really shitty in my room. Maybe that's the issue I'm having. Something I will say to people is if I don't respect you, I won't tell you when you're being stupid. If I don't respect a person, I won't tell them when they're stupid. I'll let them be stupid and live in ignorance if I don't like you. If I care about you, I'll tell you if you're being dumb. That's why I tell my dad whenever he's stupid. Because I love my dad. And I want him to know better. It's not disrespect if it's purely out of love and concern. and what the fuck is wrong with you type life. I really find it funny that people, whenever they hear that I'm 21, they're just like, what? Wait a minute, what? Um, and then my moderator being just like, yeah, they're a vampire. They am not a vampire. I just. Oh my god, the cherries started floating. Ah! I don't know why they did or what made them float, but that's beautiful. Oh, it tastes so good. Mm. Don't ever question how I got restaurant size of maraschino cherries. I just do. Also, did you know you can buy like the creamers and stuff that they sell at like Dunkin', like all their syrups from Dunkin'? If you ask to buy one of their syrups, they are supposed to sell it to you. Not a lot of people know about it, but it's a thing. Also, apparently it's only $1 to buy like 6 shots of like just espresso by itself. It's cheaper than getting a coffee from Dunkin', but if you just get like the espresso shots by themselves, then you can just make coffee with some milk at home. It's only $1. I only know this because one of my friends worked at a Dunkin'. So she just like took advantage of these things. If you want Dunkin' facts, like any more than that, If you've ever tried bobbing for apples, bobbing for cherries is so much more fun. You just have to be really good with your tongue. My ball of yarn fell on the floor a while ago, and I've just been leaving it there. Because it doesn't change a thing. I wonder what YouTube will pick for my thumbnail. I hope, I just let them auto-generate because I can. I find it kind of more entertaining. Occasionally, I will take a photo for the thumbnail because I can, and or the thumbnail they gave me made me look deformed. I'm already deformed. I don't need to look deformed, though. Sometimes people tell me things that I don't want to know, or that I don't need to know. And it's a lot. Like, there was this one person who came to the shop one day, back when I was working in a shop to sell my jewelry. And she straight up told me she slept with all of her employees at least once, and is married to one of them. I didn't need to know that. One, the boss is a slut, but also two, I got them to buy $80 worth of shit. They were buying birthday gifts. And I make zodiac things. That was pretty epic, you know? I made everyone look bad who I worked with, though, because I was sharing not only information about my own stuff, but about other people's too. I was like, what you looking for? Maybe I can help you. If you're looking for dead animals, come over here. If you're looking for skeletons, over here. Feathers or incense, over here. Things like that. I was very nice about it, and I would always share other people's stuff. I would also share my stuff, and I would talk enthusiastically regardless of who I was talking about, because everything made everyone do better. But I guess being enthusiastic isn't a good thing for some people. There was one girl who was selling slime. She wasn't selling enough stuff to make the price of her shelf. Mind you, the shelves only costed $20 each. She couldn't even make the $20 because not enough people were buying her stuff. But also, nobody was upselling for her or pushing her stuff, which is why it was not gonna sell. I mean, I wasn't gonna buy her stuff because I was barely making anything at the time, too, but I would have supported her if I could afford it at the time. Being creative and having enthusiasm sells. So there's this cosplayer group called Dino Bunny. I love them. They're an amazing cosplayer group. It's her and her husband. And my friend took one look at Cade and was like, "That man is gay." That was just her only thought. And I was like, well, I mean, you're not entirely wrong. They're bi. It's like, and she's like, nah, not even bi. Fully gay. It's like... Damn. It was funny as fuck. I can assure you, he loves his wife. He had a husband at one point. So... And the more I was talking about them and like and stuff, and she was just like, so just straight with extra steps. And I was like, okay, I'll just let you believe that. I gave you the right terms and terminology that they use with themselves, but you can say whatever, I guess. It's like, okay. They're amazing cosplayers, and they're in a fantabulous, amazing relationship. I didn't know how to respond to her. I just let her continue. Because I can't respond to people that I don't understand. But it's okay. When you just end up being like, sure, why not? Because you just give up. I don't know what their discussion is downstairs, but it sounds so interesting. And I know it's just because it's drunk ramblings, and I used to, like, just watch people watch. I do people watching. That's something I do. I listen to their conversations and just watch what they do. One, because I'm bored. Two, because I can. And well, it's interesting. Drunk people have the most wild conversations. My tongue is red. Knowing different strangers' personal information without any form of, like, I'm not paid to keep this as a secret. Why are you telling me this just willingly? At least psychologists, we, like, if I'm in the, like, psychology section and I sign the contract, I have to be sworn to secrecy for you unless you are going to cause yourself harm or others harm. Or are getting harmed. People's safety is, like, the utmost importance. Like, I don't understand, when they're like, oh, yeah, no, I'm, like, really upset as a person. Like, I feel like running away from home because of how bad my parents treat me. I wouldn't really want to bring it up to the parents, but maybe CPS. But I'd also try to ask for more information, like, do they work a long time? Are they, like, working most of the time? Like, you need more facts and info than to just immediately tell the parents. What if the parents will beat their ass as soon as someone finds out information? You do not know that situation that person is in, or if they're even safe. Most of the time, I think it'd be better to just keep my mouth shut. And or give them a reason to take advantage of their situation. Or a way to. One thing that happened to my grandmother is she lived in an abusive environment. She did grow up getting abused, like physically, very violently abused by her father. Sucks because she ended up having to go back to her abuser. And now she defends him. You never want to have to go back to an abuser, you know? Because that's just giving up your morals. Like, if you know what they're doing is bad, you don't want to be around them. You don't want to give up to them. You gotta take every aspect of control in your life that you can. Otherwise, you'll also become an abuser yourself. Or at least that's how I've seen things go down. I could be wrong. Who knows? But if you let abuse happen, eventually your brain will just find a reason to be like, yeah, it's fine. Everything's okay with what they're doing to me. It's perfectly fine. It's not, though. And that's why you were trying to escape it in the first place. My best friend, she was abused multiple times, even stalked quite a few times. But she still ain't abusive to her kid. She actually has to stop her kid from hitting himself whenever he gets in trouble. She just tries to make him sit in the corner. Like, that's kind of a normal form of just discipline. But sometimes he's like, yeah, I abuse myself. I slap myself. My friend's a gentle parent. Very much so. Like, the pure definition. Gentle parenting does not mean you do not give your kid guidance. It just means you do it in a more nice way. And explain your actions. It literally just means you're explaining why. That's all gentle parenting really is explaining the why to any form of rules and socializations. Like, don't cough in my face, that's rude. And disgusting. Cough in your arm or hand instead. Or make sure you ain't looking at me when you doing that. It's a genuine, like, hey, don't do this. It's bad. And the why is because it's gross and you could get someone sick. That's gentle parenting, or at least from what I have heard the definition being. It's just explaining what the rules are for. The longer I let the Sprite sit with the cherry juice, the more cherry flavor it gets. I don't know how that works, but I'll vibe with it. I don't know what happened, but their conversations got quieter. And they definitely started singing an Ed Sheeran song. When I say this is why I can't record most nights, that's why. My parents party all the fucking time. Well, my dad and my stepmother. My stepmother definitely gets jealous of my own mom, and I think it's hilarious. Because she was never gonna replace my actual mother. I never hated either of my parents. They just hated each other. It's not my fault my parents weren't compatible and decided to have kids. Me and my brother just exist. They're definitely singing a Miley Cyrus song now. I still have no idea why her newer song, Flowers, is popular, because it's so shitty. She had better songs than her newest song. Maybe it's more relatable, but like, she has better vocals in other songs, okay? I think this is one of her worst creations. I think she made better music than the ones she's recently made. Also, the fact that she's been a star for so long and just now has gotten recognition for her music is hilarious to me. That is some drunk singing. She's trying to prove that she can do the high notes, but she can't. You can't. But instead of it being smooth like that, it's like... Even Ariana Grande's bad singing is better than her singing. And she's trying. The fact that my dad keeps trying to be like, yeah, people are flirting with my wife. And I'm like, I don't see why they would. Like, yes, she's skinny, but that's all she's got going for her. She looks like she's been on so many drugs in her entire life. She looks worse than a used condom. She looks worse than raisins. Raisins might taste great, but they look awful. They look like rabbit poop. Actually, you know what? They look worse. They look more like mouse poop. Another thing someone was telling me that I did not want to know was my mother told me my dad is a bad kisser. I did not need to know this information. And the way she put it was, his teeth get in the way. Because my dad has crooked teeth. Which is where I get my crooked teeth from. I have my dad's smile. Also, my mom said my handwriting was as bad as my dad's, and I'm just like, I take offense to that because my dad's handwriting is way fucking worse. It's way worse. Most of my dad's letters don't even look like they're English letters. Okay, they look like they were Arabic or Hebrew or some form of random scribble type language. They look like hieroglyphics. They're not letters. My words are at least letters.
so hard to write. Whoops. I remember PewDiePie making a song and being like, yeah, I want this to be completely, like, royalty free. I want nobody to get flagged when they use it, because there's no cool music people can use, and right now that's royalty free and, like, listen to and just vibe to. And I loved that. PewDiePie is the king of YouTube. And no one will ever be better than PewDiePie. I do remember when PewDiePie said the N-word, though. But he's also Swedish, and just thought it was a form of, like, insult that, like, anyone can use. And that is hilarious. Because you really have to know, like, culture behind it to understand that it's a bad thing. Because the way that people use it just so often, and just so, like, easily, doesn't make it seem like it's as derogatory as it is. That other cultures would not know. Like how other cultures don't know what blackface is. It's an American thing. It's an American cultural sin. But not every culture had that as, like, a bad thing. Like, not everyone knows. Which is why I find it kind of intriguing. Every culture is different. I respect that. Like, the reason that I go light gray whenever I do one of the seraphims and not a darker gray is because I'm white. Culturally, I can only go so dark before it's racism. But then again, I'm only as white as, like, I am because I don't like going outside. If you call me emo or goth, you wouldn't be entirely wrong. But the only reason I only wear black is not because of being emo or goth. It's actually because I have no way of understanding how to match an outfit unless it's one solid color. In reality, I'm just really bad at fashion. I don't know how to dress myself, so I only wear black. I also will iterate, whenever I cosplay as Velma from Scooby-Doo, The Velma I'm thinking about is the one from the cartoon that I grew up with, which I don't actually know which version of that it is. I just know I just know that there was Scooby. And that was the only reason I really liked the show was for Scooby and Shaggy. Because I was just like, they are chill bros. And they were definitely smoking weed the entire time. They were high off their asses. That's why they were hungry all the time. I might not smoke, but I do vibe with the people who do smoke. Just don't smoke in my vicinity, because my lungs can't handle breathing in general. So a lack of oxygen around me makes it harder to exist. Same thing with vaping. That's why I'm just like, can you just not vape around me? Like, you can do it, just not around me. And my friends respect this, and that's why they go outside to smoke or vape or... One of my friends asked my dad for a cigarette, though, and I'm just like... You have no form of etiquette. Who just asks a random person for some smokes? In their house. Like, she didn't even fully introduce herself to my father yet. And asked him for a smoke? Wild. My dad still gave her a cigarette, though. Because my dad's chill like that. I forced her to brush her teeth like 10 different times. And take a shower. If you're gonna be here, even if you were homeless, please don't smell like shit. Clean yourself. And then I gave her advice on how to save money, how to budget, how to even pay for things like rent and stuff. She's on disability and stuff. She's not meant to be just anywhere. She's living with her mom now, who... Her mother is also disabled. Like, nursing home disabled. I also sent her off with a bunch of food. I'm not allowed to take in strays, so homeless people cannot live with me. Like, as much as I can feel bad for a person, I also don't want to lose my place to live. So when she left, I made sure she had food. That was the least I could do. Because I literally could not do anything else for her. Anyway, I finished Mina's hair. Now I just have to add eyes. And then I'm done. I don't know what color Mina's eyes are, but I'm gonna give her blue. I added eyeballs. I'm gonna add a nose. Because I think it would make it look cuter. It would make it look kind of cute. But I kind of like it without a nose. Because it just, her head looks tilted. Like, now I have to make horns for her, and then she'll be done. Okay. Let's work on making 2 horns. So my phone died. It's plugged in now. Didn't even give me a warning. I already sewed on one of her horns. It's cute though. I'm gonna make the other horn now. I'm just sad that my phone cut out. I still find it funny how people say this is the hardest stitch to do, is like does the circle part. No, it's not. It's only difficult if you make it difficult. Otherwise, it's really fucking simple. I made another one. I'm gonna add one more stitch. It's so cute. Well, anyway, peace, love, subscribe. Have a good night, my fab fans. Bye!